humorous speech contests and international speech contests are both speech contests, so common. And you can deliver a humorous speech for the international speech contest as well. Evaluation we cannot eliminate because evaluation is part of our Toastmasters meeting and that is necessary. And so is table topics because it's impromptu speaking. It's something totally different. So most probably, humorous speech contest is going to be axed next year onwards. So you will not have it. So this year is your best chance at doing it, and I hope that you will do a fabulous job at least after this workshop and reach the district and maybe win at the district. So to understand a humorous speech, it is very important to understand what is a speech. So can somebody tell me what's a speech? What is a speech?
Expression of words.
Expression of words, yes. Message.
An idea, a story.
Delivering a story or telling a story.
Idea, one.
An idea, conveying an idea.
Flow of some presentation.
A coherent flow of some presentation, and she specified an oral presentation.
Sharing anecdotes.
Sharing anecdotes. What else? Any more ideas? Sorry? Expression of thoughts. So all these things can also be communication. But a speech is a speech when it has a definite opening, body and conclusion. And a good speech always has a message. Otherwise, if it does not have a message, what will it sound like? Boring. So, what are boring? I mean, what is boring? Sorry. When you were in college, what was boring? Listening to a lecture. Exactly, that is the word I was looking for. So, if a speech does not have a message, it becomes a lecture. And mark my words, none of us come here to listen to lectures, isn't it? If you want to listen to lectures, we can always go somewhere, maybe you can read something. Why should we come to a Toastmasters meeting? So a speech is not a lecture, it has a message. What is in it for me? That is, when you are drafting your speech, always remember this. WIIFM. What is in it for me? So the audience wants to know what is in it for me. Otherwise, why am I here listening to you? So that is the speech, and a definite opening, body and conclusion. So what is a humorous speech? Okay, make the audience laugh. We heard 3 speeches today, right? And all 3 were humorous. So how is it different from a normal speech?
No definite message in it.
No message in it. Very, very good point. Yes. What else? So I think that made it very clear that a humorous speech need not have a message. It can just be an all-out entertaining speech. Many people in the past have confused a humorous speech with an international speech or a normal speech, and they have tried to fit in a message, and that is when everything goes wrong. When you try to fit in a message, you have to make it serious somewhere, and then you lose out on points, because there's a little laughter, then there's seriousness, and then again there's a little laughter, and then you lose out on other speeches or other deliveries where it's from start to end people are just laughing. There's no message. It's just an entertaining speech. But at the same time, a humorous speech cannot be a chain of jokes. You cannot come up here and say, I'll tell you this joke, the other day this one, and then once that joke is over, the other day this thing. So it has to be a speech, opening, body, and conclusion. In Hindi, what did you say? I like the way you said it. What was that? Madhya? You're eating something. So I got a red hand. She was munching on the laddu. little later you can repeat it now. You can say. Okay. So a humorous speech need not have a message, but it should have an opening body and conclude. You cannot just start anywhere and abruptly end. So that is very necessary. Now, since we have heard 3 humorous speeches, let's get into discussion mode. Let's discuss what happened, what was good, what went wrong, how could the speakers of today improve. I'm going to get it all from you. So my job becomes easy. So please, come on. Let's start with the first speech, that is Toastmaster Abha's speech. Yes.
So not necessarily Abha ma'am's speech, but you said there need not be a message. But all 3 speeches today, the message is clear. Some were expressed, the second speaker, he expressed his message, and then now they write in spite of everything.
Yes.
Even in the first and the last speech, there was an implicit message. So is that bringing down the ocean of humor?
Yes,
Yes?
it is. Because they had a message, maybe it was not that funny. If they would have eliminated the message, they could have made it more fun. You'll understand why I'm saying this. So let's go step by step. Let's begin with Abha's speech. I hope you don't mind. I hope the speakers don't mind. When second speaker?
We don't have mind to mind.
Okay. Because sometimes it might become difficult. Everybody is targeting my speech and their. So we'll see good things also. Okay, great. Where's Shyam? He disappeared.
He knew.
Rohit is here. Rohit, you don't mind, right? आपको ऐतराज नहीं. Okay, so let's begin with Abha's speech. What was nice about Abha's speech?
It's very relatable.
Very relatable. Nice point. Yes.
Tongue-in-cheek humor.
Tongue-in-cheek humor. Okay.
Love the body language.
The body language,
Expressions.
expression,
Real. Nothing really made up and fantastic. Very
Simple.
real, down to earth.
very real, down to earth. Yes. Simple. She was confident as a speaker. What else?
Use of appropriate props. Use of
Appropriate props. She started with props. So many bags. If I would have thought of delivering that speech, maybe I would have one bag in this hand, one bag in that hand. But on purpose, she brought so many bags to emphasize that, shopping is good.
That is the real her actually.
So the speech delivery was easy for her. Now, where do you think Toastmaster Abha went wrong?
Flew over some people's head.
Okay. Sometimes some jokes are too complicated for the audience. Maybe one section of the audience. Certain people understand, certain people. So it's very important to keep the joke simple and, as Toastmaster Pam earlier said, relatable. Something which we all can connect. Suppose I come here and make jokes on medical science. Maybe 1 or 2 people will laugh. I don't think anybody is there from the medical fraternity. Any doctors here? Oh yes. So only he'll laugh. Oh, just guts and he'll laugh and everybody. So it should be relatable. It should be something that connects, like Toastmaster Rohit's speech. Connects with everybody, especially the men.
Married men.
Okay. What else? What else you think Toastmaster Abha could do to improve that speech? A fabulous speech, but everything can improve.
A few parts were repetitive.
Few parts were repetitive. Okay.
More expressive. More.
Okay. She could be more expressive. I think her evaluator also mentioned that her energy went down. In the beginning it was up there, and then after that, for whatever reason, the energy level went down. What else? Yes, Toastmaster Vivek. Instead of sharing it in that group, share it with this group.
No, I was telling something to parents.
Yes.
That's the nothing for the show.
I think I forgot.
Okay.
And so I was trying to cover up. So maybe that is where the energy went down because I know I forgot a few punchlines. And I suddenly realized I hadn't said it. So then I was trying to wrap it up. And I had a better conclusion. And then I saw the red light and I knew I had to finish it.
And that's the reason why you abruptly
Yeah, I
concluded.
could
Yes,
No,
Toastmasters.
I have the courage. I think she made it into a us versus them scenario. The ladies versus the men. As a speaker, she should be covering all the entire audience and not a section of the audience.
Okay, but I beg to differ because shopping is something that
The
women
husband
like,
and the wife and
but
the
affects the
baby.
husband.
So then I would like to say I spoke about a love triangle. So I had to pick up one against the
Yes.
other and the other. I had
Fine,
to
fine. You made your point. Thank you.
As a speaker, if I were there and giving a speech, and if I expect audience to have a laugh riot and if I don't get that, the energy naturally drops a bit. And maybe that also happened somewhere with her, that she was expecting a loud roar and that wasn't coming, so her energy was
Yes.
dipping.
Yes, very important point. You come here to deliver a humorous speech. You deliver the first joke. And the audience is like, you are right. Yeah, next. And you are like, that was a joke, come on! Oh my god, none of them are laughing. At least I hope that Nirmika would laugh. She's also not laughing. Okay, so when that happens, what should you do? Does the audience know that it was a joke?
No.
Because you prepared the speech. They don't know. So if they don't laugh, assume that it wasn't a joke at all. Just continue. So when you deliver a joke and it bombs, and that can happen to all of us, just continue as if joke to tha hi nahi. Simple as that. Now, Abha mentioned, yeah, somebody said something? Okay. Abha mentioned that she forgot a little part of her speech. But I would say kudos to her that she continued as though nothing happened. So that is very important. If you forget, you know that you have forgotten. Right? Unless somebody sitting there has a complete draft of the speech. Oh, okay, you skipped a paragraph. So just continue as though nothing happened. So that is very important. And mark my words, when you attempt a humorous speech, you will bomb. Like just like anything else in life, there will be failure. You will bomb initially. When I gave my first humorous speech, throughout the speech, nobody laughed. Throughout the speech. And I was nervous because I didn't know all this that, okay, continue. And I was nervous, I stopped, and then after that I continued. And they could actually read it on my face that this guy is going berserk. So that happens. But you should keep coming time and again and see, let me try this, whether this works. Many a times, jokes which you crack with your friends, अरे यार उस दिन क्या हुआ ना हम लोग यहाँ गए थे, you will see that when you put it in a speech, it doesn't work. It doesn't work. Those kind of jokes work only when you are in a friend circle and you deliver those jokes. Yes.
Addressing an educated audience,
Yes.
doesn't subtle humor go better impact than slapstick?
Yes, definitely. So it depends on the audience, but the thing is, in the Toastmasters circle or Toastmasters community, you will find people from all walks of life. So it's important, as I said earlier, to have jokes which can connect with anybody and everybody. Family related jokes, school, college, everybody's been there, right? Everybody's been there. So something which will connect with everybody. Now what Abha spoke about shopping and Rohit spoke about husband battering. So they are both relatable, but what happens is Abha's shopping jokes were finally connecting to husband and wife. Rohit's was directly about husband and wife, right? But let me tell you one thing, that husband and wife jokes are cliche. You search for jokes on the internet, 90% jokes are on husband and wife. Or boyfriend, girlfriend, girl, boy, whatever. So if you want to stand out, you want to keep winning, club level, area level, division level, do something different. Something completely different. A new topic, something which nobody has thought of before. It could also be, yes, yes.
I've made a sound that's speeches, which have been heard before and we have noticed. So be as original as possible.
Yes. Now, answering her, when you are competing, if you have more than 25% of content picked from somewhere, if you copied it from the internet or anywhere, then you can be disqualified. But nobody, the chief judge will not say, oh, you had more than 25% disqualified. Somebody has to protest. So you may see that in contest somebody has copied so many jokes, maybe more than 25%, but he or she gets away with it. Why? Because nobody protests. Because when it comes to protesting, we think, no, it's okay. Let her protest, let him protest. I'm not going to protest. And everybody thinks about the same thing, and finally, nobody protests. But it is always safe to be original, make your own jokes, and that's why I was going to say that speak about some incident that happened in your life. Some incident in your life. It can be as simple as my trip to Nepal, my trip to Bhutan, my trip to Gangtok. It can be as simple. Or a day at school. How many of you are school teachers or college professors next to you? Oh, I'm confused.
Doctor teacher.
I'm a teacher also.
Okay, please sit down. Please sit down. And don't call me sir. Call me Pramod. I'm more comfortable with that. Because then I can't explain. They call me sir. Okay. So coming back to a humorous speech. Now that we have discussed more or less the speeches that happened today, let's understand the do's and don'ts of a humorous speech. And I'm going to get that also from you. Then somebody just come up with any do or any don't for a humorous speech. Don't get personal. Can you elaborate on that?
Well, yes, sometimes in the course of giving a speech, we target individuals. That might end up personal.
It happened today? Did it happen today?
It can happen to Jane.
No? You sure? No individual was targeted, but something similar happened today?
The species was done.
Something close. I mean, nobody was named.
Gender aware.
Sorry?
Gender aware. Gender
You
aware.
are on shopping. I'm not a feminist.
No, it was not about our speech. It was not about Rohit's speech also.
In general, it's about
It was in Shyam's speech.
Yeah,
What did Shyam do right in the beginning?
Donkey.
You this, that, donkey. So in the beginning I was thinking, why is he calling him a donkey? Come on. When you have to do that, do it this way. Your mother is here, you are here. Oh sorry, mother and Shyam. And then she's saying, you donkey. That makes more sense. If you go to the audience, see, eye contact, when you make eye contact, if I look at Arun and I deliver the whole workshop, I say, Arun, Arun will start getting uncomfortable. So nobody likes that. And you will see that there are some speakers who will come up here, start, look at everybody, and then finally. So don't do that. So when you are doing a first person or a role play in your speech, do it like this. This is the angle. Don't do it like this. There's a rule, you do it 45 degrees.
Probably create a dialogue between people and just show us.
Okay?
You could do that donkey part.
Yeah.
Generally speaking.
you should from time and again glance at the audience. Otherwise, if you keep doing this and don't look at the audience for the whole time, then you will get disconnected from the audience. So this is how you do that. Got it? So more do's and don'ts. Don't get personal.
Religious.
If you have to use, sorry, who was speaking? Yeah, one second. Let me. If you have to use somebody as a prop in your speech, okay, suppose I have to use Sangeeta in my speech. Beforehand, I have to speak to Sangeeta, tell her that I am using you in my speech as a prop, and this is what I am going to say. And if Sangeeta says, I am perfectly okay, I can use it. If Sangeeta says, no, I would not like this line to be used against me or about me, so I can't use it. We cannot come up here and out of the blue just bring in anybody from the audience into your speech. So that is a big no. And remember, the best humorous speech is when you have self-deprecating. Make fun of yourself. And that teaches us to laugh at our own self. Like the other day we were having a meeting, and this friend of mine, he's a senior citizen. He reached out to something, and we were all sitting on plastic chairs, and actually when he tried to reach out, one of the leg of the chair broke and he fell down. And you know what he did when he fell down? He burst out laughing, and he wouldn't get up, he was just there, down there laughing. And then it became so easy, it became so smooth, everything was okay. But if he would have fallen and he would have been serious and he would have looked embarrassed, then it would have been difficult for all of us in the meeting. So we should learn to laugh at our own self. Self-deprecating humor is the best form of humor. So let me. I was not aware that the magnet doesn't work, and it was beautifully balanced on this. So I was trying to keep it here. Okay. Self-deprecating. These are the do's and don'ts. Self-deprecating. Do not personalize. I will have to do another workshop to read my handwriting. Okay, what else?
Punchlines.
Punchline. What's a punchline? Does everybody know? Yeah. I realized that this was not my cup of tea. So I switched to coffee. So punchline, different punchlines have to be said in a different way. The same way will not work for all punchlines. Certain punchlines have to be said fast. But when you say it fast, it has to be clear. Certain punchlines have to be said very slowly. And then you pause, and then you give the punch word. Every punchline has a punch word. So in different situations for different jokes, the punchline has to be said in a different way. We'll be doing a little exercise today where I'll be calling you to come up here and deliver jokes. I'll give you the jokes, I have it here. Toastmaster Arun is like, oh my god. I didn't sign up for this.
He is actually the humor king of our club.
Oh wow, then we must call him.
He doesn't need your jokes.
I actually cannot recollect how you did it, but that particular punchline, you have to say it that very serious stuff. Life cannot be perfect, but at least your attire can be. But if you say life cannot be perfect all the time, but at least your attire can be. See the difference? I'm not saying that you said it like this. Maybe you said it the correct way.
No, I was wondering why no one laughed.
Okay, now she was wondering why no one laughed. that brings about the importance of build-up. You cannot directly say the punchline. There's a build-up. You first of all get the audience to understand what you're trying to say, and then say that little story of yours and bring them close together, all attention, and then you drop the punchline. Okay? And then when you drop the punchline, the bigger bomb is the punch word. You should know when to pause. You should know whether you should say it fast, say it slow. You should know when to come up with the punch word. Sometimes, when you're saying the punchline, you have to maybe pause for a whole second before you say the punchline. In some jokes, it is very important. Sometimes, when you're saying the punchline, your expression should be X, maybe serious, and when you're saying the punch word, your expression should be something else. So expressions also, and let me tell you, more than a serious speech, you need to work very hard on the humorous speech. Because for a humorous speech, you have to be good at everything. Gestures, facial expression, clear speech, voice modulation. See what I just did? Voice modulation. But remember, when it comes to voice modulation, now speaking about voice modulation, this is not part of my humorous workshop, but nevertheless let me tell you, you have to decide on a particular band. If there's no mic, then maybe your lowest should be here and your highest here. If there's a mic, then maybe your lowest could be here and your highest could be here, or your highest could be still here. So you have to decide based on the situation. How big is the space? Do you have a mic? Do you don't have a mic? Where is the last person seated? Maybe you have a huge hall which can accommodate 200 people, but only 30 people are there. Then it does not matter. The 30 people will occupy just this much space. So voice modulation also is very important, because if they don't hear you, they will not understand the joke, they will not laugh. Now, let me throw in a situation. You know that you have a fabulous joke. You have put it in a speech. You just delivered the joke and you said the punch word. And nobody laughed. What should you do?
It's not a joke.
Sorry?
It's not a joke.
So many people speak. Yes. You said something?
Carry on.
Carry on. Carry on. Continue.
It was not a joke, just.
It was not a joke, like I said earlier. A joke.
Repeat it.
But no, never repeat it. I said in the beginning, right now I said that you are very confident that it was a good joke. And maybe it has worked before also. You are that confident about the joke. But nobody laughed. You know what you should do? Stop your speech right there. You delivered the punchline, stop your speech and just look at you. I did that once. I delivered a joke, I just stopped, I looked at them and I also did this. Like, how stupid you are. And they burst out laughing. See, sometimes it takes the audience some time to understand joke. And let me tell you, once somebody in the audience starts laughing, then it becomes viral. Then everybody will start laughing. So if you are really confident that the joke is good, 200%, then just stop, let them understand, and you may also do this. And they'll start laughing, they'll laugh. But my earlier advice still stands good, that if the joke didn't work, that is in the beginning stages of delivering humorous speech. Once you are a seasoned speaker, a seasoned humorous speaker, and then you're confident about a joke, pause. Give them the time to understand the joke and then laugh. Now, one more situation. The audience is laughing their guts out. They are holding each other and on their shoulder. okay, they're laughing. What should you do? I think I mentioned this earlier. You know, that is the most difficult thing to do. Because while practicing, did you practice it that way? You practice blah 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 blah. But when the audience is laughing, if you stop, what if you forget your speech?
And then you timed it and now it's not laughing time and you don't know.
Yes. But when the audience is laughing, do not continue your speech. And for that, practice, practice, practice. The speech should be flowing in your blood. Forget about your brain. You should be so well versed with the speech that it should be flowing in your blood. So you can pause anywhere, anytime. Sometimes you can also create situational humor. The previous speaker has just said something, you can make a joke out of that.
Rohit picked up from our speech.
Yes, exactly. So if you are well versed with your speech and you have practiced like there's no tomorrow, you can stop anywhere and then continue. And when the audience is laughing, as I said earlier, laughter to a humorous speaker is appreciation. Why will I kill my own appreciation?
So that means we keep the speech up to 5 minutes only. Limit the speech so that
Yes, yes. Not 5 minutes. What is the time given for any speech? 5 to 7 plus 30 seconds buffer. So the 30-second buffer, let it be buffer. Don't touch that. So then that means you have 7 minutes. Prepare your speech for exactly 6 minutes. Keep 1 minute for laughter. 1 whole minute for laughter is quite a lot. Keep 1 minute for laughter. And if you plan your speech for 6 minutes, your humorous speech for 6 minutes, what does it say about you as a speaker or as a humorous speaker? Yes, that you are confident that people will laugh. My speech is so good, people will laugh, so I am keeping 1 minute. Because if you plan your speech for 7 minutes and your speech was really good and people are laughing all the time, you will exceed time and you will get disqualified. So always plan your humor, however tempted you may get. You know, it's just 6 minutes, 10 seconds. No. Plan it only for 6 minutes. You have to take the trouble to eliminate something, to remove something so that it fits into 6 minutes. Now tell me one thing. How do you open a humorous speech? Self-deprecating humor. When should be your first joke?
I think, is it not mandatory for humorous speech also to have a certain introduction?
Introduction in what sense?
I mean, introduction to the speech, like in some
Yes. That's why I said a humorous speech need not have a message, but it should have an opening, body, and conclusion. So when should your first joke come? Yeah, but when should it arrive? First 2-3 lines, yes. After the introduction.
I feel that the person should come and stand and something which a gesture you should start.
Okay.
Some-
Come and stand.
we should
start with this.
start with some joke.
Okay. Yes.
We should start with some joke.
After the build-up, you wear clothes.
After the build-up, yes.
We should start with some joke.
Start with some joke. Okay. Your first joke should come in as early as possible. Ideally within the first 20 to 30 seconds. Difficult. And you know what? Your first joke should be your best joke. Your first joke should be your best joke. Why? Because then people will take you seriously. It's a humorous speech, but they'll take you seriously. That's it. This guy is good. Let's listen to him with rapt attention. If your first joke comes after 1 minute, you're first giving your blah 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 and your stories, and people are like, boss, this is a humorous speech contest. And then they will lose interest. And then you will find that after a minute, if you keep delivering fabulous genius jokes, superb jokes, you will just ha 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 ha. Even if the jokes are really good. But if your first joke is your best joke and people have laughed their guts out, even if you have mediocre jokes later on, they will really laugh. They will enjoy those jokes. That is what you will see most stand-up comedians also do. Stand-up comedy is a different ballgame altogether.
Yes, that was my next question.
Yes.
How different is the humorous speech from stand-up? The genre is the same.
Yes. A stand-up comedy is something that I said you cannot do in a humorous way. And that is a chain of humor. They can jump anywhere. Like you ever heard Abhishek Upamanyu?
Yeah.
How many of you have heard Abhishek Upamanyu? He delivered a few jokes. And then suddenly he says, एक दिन ना मैं chocolate खा रहा था. Like no connection, no transition, no connection. So that you can do in a stand-up comedy. But in a humorous speech, no. There has to be some connection, there has to be smooth transition. You cannot jump from one joke to another, one point to another. That's the difference between stand-up comedy and a humorous speech. But one aspect of stand-up comedy, if you can try and bring it into a humorous speech, it will work wonders. And that is situational jokes. Some joke that you picked up at the spur of the moment, something that you heard that day and you just related. Can you believe it? One international speaker, I think he was a champion last year. I can't recollect his name. His speech was about the bow. You know, somebody has to bend while and somebody pull.
Dhananjay?
No, not that. Fernandes is my all-time favorite. I can keep listening to his speech. Fabulous speech. But I can't remember his name. But he was last year's champion. So he didn't do this last year. But when he attempted it earlier, he said that I also wanted girlfriend like this one. Like say Nitin delivered a speech before me, and he spoke about. His speech was all about his girlfriend. And I remember the name also, Neha. And he said, I also wanted a girlfriend like Neha. So, can you imagine? I mean, the audience really enjoyed that. Observation and using it in your prepared speech is very difficult. Because prepared speech is something, even a humorous speech is a prepared speech. So, you have drafted it, you have made revision after revision, you have tried to better it, and then you deliver it.
Manoj Vasudeva?
Yes. Manoj?
Vasudeva?
Yes, yes. Vasudeva. Yes. So if you can add that element, stand-up comedians do that, right? They will ask you something. I mean, we cannot do that in a speech, but they will ask the audience something and then make a joke out of it. Spontaneous joke. If you can do that, fabulous. But that will take some time. So it's better that you first master the art of delivering humorous speeches and then doing all these new things, innovative. Some more do's and don'ts. So let me write down the ones we have done. 6 minutes. 1 minute for laughter. Do not continue. I'm not writing the whole thing. What I mean is, do not continue your speech that the audience is laughing. Yes. Do not laugh at your own joke. At the most, if you are tempted, smile. Smiling is okay. But if you can keep a deadpan face, deliver a joke, and all that will make them laugh all the more. But if you laugh, you have just delivered a joke, and the best part is you have delivered a joke and nobody from the audience is laughing and you are like and never announce humor. Never ever announce humor. Never ever say this in your speech that now I'm going to tell you this funny incident, The other day when I went there and I fell down like this. You are laughing, but usually nobody laughs. Never announce humor. if you don't announce humor, even if the audience does not laugh, as I said, continue. Because you know that it was a joke, they don't. But the moment you say that, there was a joke, we always had that friend in college, right? Who would come and say, hey, this, I have to tell you this, I have to tell you this, and he finished the joke and everybody would go, so do not announce humor. So anything more from you? Do's and don'ts? Yes.
So talking jokes used to be very much more than
Earlier it was Sardaji jokes, now it has become Santan Banta. Right? Because Sardaji jokes became so popular that they actually banned it. It's not a joke. Because Sardaji jokes were banned, they brought in the same Sardaji jokes, but now they used to call it Santan Banta. I was not aware that Santan Banta also is banned. Because we should not make fun of a particular community.
so laughing at the Bengali accent.
You can do that if you are a Bengali. See, blacks in the US are making so much money just by saying the word nigger. Why? Because they can say it, we can't say it. If we say it, it's offensive. But if they say, all their songs are like, nigger, and all their rap songs have the word nigger. But the moment a white guy says nigger, the blacks will be. They are making money on that. They are actually minting money using the word nigger. Similarly, a Marwadi can come up here and crack jokes on the Marwadi community. Self-deprecating humor. I am a Catholic, I can crack jokes on Catholics. Specifically, I am a Mangalorean. I am from Karnataka, Mangalore. So I can crack jokes on Mangalorean Catholics. But I cannot crack on Goan Catholics. Because that again will be yes.
What if I have mixed parents? One's Catholic and one's...
Good one. But you should crack jokes on what the audience knows your identity. If they know that you're a Catholic, you crack jokes on Catholics. If they know that you said you're what mix? Are you really?
No, I'm not. But my marriage is.
His marriage is.
His daughter is.
Yeah, so my daughter is. So then, can I be self-deprecating from a Bengali?
You can, in that case, say for example, I am a Catholic and I have married Marwadi. I married Sham. I know, that's why I said it, I am Sham. Then I can make jokes on Catholics and I can make jokes on Marwadi taking Sham's name. That my husband, see I'm calling you husband. My husband does this all the time because he's Marwadi. I don't want to make a joke here. I'm not Marwadi. Okay. So you can do that saying that, my husband or my wife. But as far as possible, it's best that you have self-deprecating. So that's fine. But if you are not a Marwadi and you're making jokes on Marwadi, that's not. Any more questions? Any more do's and don'ts I can get from you?
How important is it to end with a very good joke first? Because you said the beginning of joke has to come with the ending.
Ending, let me tell you, it's very difficult to end with a good joke. At least I till now find it difficult to end with a good joke. But if you can really end with a good joke, nothing like it, because what happens is the judges will remember the last few jokes of it. But you may say then might as well keep the best joke last. But remember, the audience will enjoy the first joke onwards. So you have to balance it out. So if you can actually have a very good joke at the end, still better. But I personally have found it very difficult. Time and again, whenever I have drafted a humorous speech. Any more questions? Okay. Drama, lesser done the better. Because time and again, history has proved that drama doesn't make people laugh. Earlier on, we had Toastmasters giving jokes on, and then he was seated on the slide there and he was shouting ghost, ghost, and then I was up here and I was shouting ghost, ghost. Doesn't make you laugh. This is all drama. Humor is a play of words. Simple as that. It's simply a play of words. You can have humor by exaggerating something. You can have humor by saying something in a reverse manner, like you don't like something, but you say it in exactly the opposite, as though you like it. The audience will understand. You use reverse psychology. Yes.
How is body language different from drama? Excessive body language is drama.
Body language will be there throughout, whether you like it or not. Sometimes it happens that you are saying something, your body is saying something else. I'm talking about serious speeches, international speeches, or in general, if somebody asks you to speak, if you are lying, for example, if you are lying about something, the audience most of the time will know, unless you are a terrific actor. So,
I just now said that we need to do a lot of exaggeration.
yeah.
But then you're saying there should be no drama. What's
No,
the difference?
exaggeration in words, not drama. Drama, let me tell you, drama will only waste your time. Remember, you have only 6 minutes. If you waste time in drama, you have lost precious time from those 6 minutes. So, drama will not help you, but of course, the right expression at the right time with the right gesture will definitely make you. Have you heard my speech? None of you have heard it.
Where is it?
It's on YouTube. But the thing is, the lip sync is not proper. Whoever uploaded it from the district. But nevertheless, you can listen to it.
Now,
A small snippet.
Like in that, I have a joke where I say that it was all about my brother. It's difficult for me now because my brother just passed away last year. But nevertheless, it was about my brother. So this joke is, I'll actually say it the way I say it in the speech. My brother's name is Ullas. So, and then Ullas came up to me and said that, sorry, I went to Ullas and said, Ullas, what is logic? And Ullas said, don't know what is logic. Let me explain to you. You ask somebody, do you have a fish tank? Okay. And they say yes. And then you ask them, who cleans the fish tank? Maybe your wife does it? And they say, yes. Okay. That means you are definitely not doing it, and that's why I understood that your wife is doing it. And that proves that you are married, isn't it? And since you are married, you are not gay. Yes. And then next day, when I went to school, I was all excited. And I asked my benchmate, do you have a fish tank? No. You are gay! So, yes.
You don't think that is not being sensitive to gay people? I mean, why would we laugh at gay people?
I didn't think of that when I used it in my speech. It can be, definitely, yes. It can be.
Because a gay person seated in the audience, it's perfectly normal for one to be. And wouldn't that person be offended at that?
No, but see, the thing is, what I'm trying to say is that if you don't have a fish tank, that means it's about logic that I asked my brother. My brother explained to me that if you have a fish tank, you can ask the person another question that obviously I don't think you clean the fish tank. So that means your wife does. So now I know that you are married. And since you are married, that means you are not gay. But it can also happen that gay people are married. Okay, so that's how the joke is. But I don't think I'm hurting gay people by saying this, right? I'm just trying to say that if you're married, you're not gay. I feel that maybe I'm wrong, but a good point. Definitely. So that was a joke. Now you saw how I delivered it. Okay, the build-up was my brother explaining to me what is logic. Okay? And me all excited going to my classmate and asking him. And if you saw how I raised my voice, I had this gesture, like, I'm confident and saying like, okay. So this is how you do it. But if you add drama to it, then I ask my classmate a few other things, or I add unnecessarily build up, I add a little drama, a little crying, and then my classmate started crying and all that. That's a waste of time. So to the point, the build up should be only how much is required. Sometimes we go overboard with the build up, and again you will lose time. So the build up only should be just right. And we have the yellow light on for quite some time. So let's quickly start the exercise. So I require 4 volunteers to come up here. This is a beautiful. Sorry?
He said volunteer.
Yeah.
He said volunteer.
No, I get to pick. So Toastmaster Arun, Toastmaster Sangeeta,
Vinod.
Toastmaster Pam,
Vinod.
and
Zabir could come.
somebody who will.
Yeah, Zabir come.
Nitin is actually a serious case.
No, but let's give people. So then I would not call Toastmaster Arun.
Very good. Call Zabir.
Definitely Toastmaster Pam. Yeah, please come.
Come.
It's not a very difficult exercise. And who hasn't spoken?
Vinod.
Ma'am, please. No, that young lady. Robin, you would like to come? No. Oh, there are 5.
I'll go back.
Yeah, because she has spoken. She was sergeant at arms. Yeah, none of these have spoken today in the meeting. So, from my little pocket. So, you will be first. Open it. Read it. Take your time. It's important that you understand what it is. And then it's up to you how you want to build up. How you want to deliver the punchline. Let me help you. This is a punch word. Yeah, then deliver. Yes. What's your name? Zabir for you.
Ladies and gentlemen, the rains have resulted in Darjeeling Moor becoming an utterly chaotic place. We are a courier company located in Malaguri, and if you want something delivered in Uttarayan, call us and we will be there suddenly. Thank you.
Yeah, you may take it. So what was the punch word? Suddenly. What should it actually be?
Pronto.
Yeah, promptly, we will be there quickly, not suddenly. So, he did it well, but what could have Zabir done better? Can you tell me?
The build-up.
Sorry?
The build-up.
Was the build-up okay? So what should have been there in the build-up? What do you feel? If you say no. No. Suddenly is a punch word.
He started smiling.
Okay. Good
The
observation.
expression was like low and starting.
Okay, he was a bit low. Do you think he should have just got rid of the paper? He was standing here with the paper. Right? So what happens is I have something to hold on to. So get rid of everything. You should be free in delivering a joke. And my observation that he should have paused, not for long, maybe half a second before saying something.
Will you show it?
Sorry?
Will you show it to us?
Okay. I was driving by and I saw this poster and it had an advertisement of a courier company. And it was written below, call us and we'll be there suddenly. So this is how you say, okay, build up, punchline, punchline.
Ladies and gentlemen, I was there at the cinemas for 3 hours and I came out of the cinema hall and I was just exiting the door, and while I was through to the exit door, I just realized there was a signboard saying, please pay your bills before exiting.
Okay? What did he say? Please pay your bills before exiting. So it is actually existing. So you got the punch word wrong. So if you get the punch word wrong, then yeah. And it is, please pay your parking fee. Instead of exiting, it was written, please pay your parking fee before existing. So I pay, therefore I exist. So that's a joke. But this is a really tough one. Right? This is tough, not easy. As it is, telling a joke is not easy. This is a nice. Got it? Should I underline the punch word? Take your time, read it, memorize it. Right?
So I was taking road trip to Chandigarh, and generally when we take road trips, we see that there are always some trucks running by on the road, and it's written Pura Nazar Wale Muh Kala and stuff like that. But then what I saw, which was really weird, was Mera Bharatman Mahan, highly inflammable.
Finally, Toastmaster Pam.
I was never very good at school. But my mother used to always tell me, give 100% in doing whatever you do at school. Get 100% in your studies, in your maths, in your English. But unless you are donating blood, I've lost the plot.
But you said it. Round of applause for all of them. Because it actually takes courage to come up here and deliver a joke, and especially a joke which is given to you at this per. So they will just read it and tell it. So why I did this exercise is for you to understand how to deliver it. Especially all four of you who came up here, I'm sure this is going to help you when you draft your humorous speech. And the others, do the same. Practice, keep practicing the jokes that you're going to tell, especially the punchline and the punch. Build-up is there, but more important is the punchline and the punch. So before I wind up, any more questions?
I have a question. How do you pick up these punchlines and the story kind of thing? Like you famously like, right?
Yes.
How do you come up with these lines?
The lines that I gave you, frankly speaking, they're all available on the internet for this exercise. But when you're drafting your speech, that is where the hard work comes. You have to actually think of these things. Certain times what happens is you already have been part of an incident in life where there have already been 2-3 jokes. Within that incident, there have been something, maybe something is not that funny. Then you have to exaggerate a little more and make it funny. Sometimes you have to twist words a little. Maybe in reality what happened is not that funny. But of course you cannot deliver it the way it happened. You have to exaggerate, you have to twist, you have to, as I said, play a word to make the audience laugh. But try your best to be original and as far as possible avoid speeches on the cliche topic of husband, wife, boyfriend, girlfriend. Because I'm telling you, people keep repeating the same thing and when you hear such a speech, you will also realize, oh, I heard this joke. So be original, come up with original ideas and you will be able to do it. So thank you for having me here. I hand it over to the president. Toastmasters be with you.
Thank you, Pramod. That was an awesome session. This actually was not a lecture.